Hello, I am Simon Crowther. I have got the responsibility of waking you all up after a lovely lunch. I'm from FPS Environmental. We're on the Lot 1 framework. I am a Chartered Water and Environmental Manager with SciWEM, also a Fellow of SciWEM, and my background is in civil engineering. So my task here is to set the scene a little bit of why PFR is important, why the framework is so important, and why all of us working together collaboratively can make this a great success. So this is a familiar scene, sadly, for many. You might have seen scenes like this out in your day-to-day role, and if not, you will have definitely seen it on the television. Although this is flash flooding, which I often say isn't reported on as widely by the media because they can't get someone there. But this is photos I took during Storm Babette in a village in Nottinghamshire. But what does flooding look like? So this is the inside of my family home in 2007. We were flooded 5 times that summer. And you don't often see inside during the flood, but it leaves behind silt, sludge, and sewage. There's never a good time to be flooded. We all have things going on in our lives, and it's an additional thing to worry about. As of this morning, when I last looked, there are 186 flood alerts out and 50 flood warnings, so it's very timely that we're here talking about this. Currently, there are around 5.5 million properties at risk of flooding. That's only going to increase, sadly, with climate change. So it's vital we become more resilient and we adapt. Adaptation is going to be key, and this PFR framework is part of that adaptation. We always talk as a collective about money, but Aviva also did a study, and they said restoring an average 3-bed semi-detached home from flooding releases about 13.9 tons of CO2. We cannot carry on that trajectory, so we have to be more resilient and recoverable to flooding. This is sadly what it can look like after a flood. This is also my home in 2007. You see the carpet cut up, dumped outside. Skips line the streets, and people's belongings are cast aside and ultimately quite often end up in landfill. This is the inside during the recovery process. It's not nice to go through. We had to move out for 9 months. There was an insurance claim then for £120,000. But this can also be used as a success story. PFR was implemented, and although there have been floods in the area, the house hasn't flooded since. As part of that, there are also recoverable measures inside, so it's got a tiled floor if it were to flood instead of a carpet, so that it can bounce back quickly. Although the focus of the framework is predominantly going to be on trying to keep the water out, we have to make sure we're educating on the fact that if it does come in, how can we minimise the disruption so that it's simply a case of the following day coming with a steam cleaner and mopping up rather than this huge devastation. And I will now pass over to Andy, who is going to introduce the Lot 1, which is the surveying in a bit more detail. Thank you.